So I had a student asking me about some take phrasal verbs, right? With the base verb as the verb to take. So we do have a couple of those. The example that we were going off of was me teaching the expression to bite off more than you can chew. And I was saying that means to take on more than you can handle. So when we use the phrasal verb to take on in that situation, it means to like assume a responsibility to take something on. Like if there's a project at work and they're looking for volunteers to do the project, I might say, I think I can take that on. I can do the project. Another way we could use it is in competition, right? We could say the Chargers are taking on the Dolphins. It means they're competing against each other. The Chargers being the name of a football team, I think, and the Dolphins also football. I might have mixed up the sports there. It might be a baseball team for the Chargers. But anyway, that is what taking on something is. And then we have taking off. So a lot of times with these phrasal verbs, you can use the opposite preposition and there'll be a new verb out of it. So you have take on, then take off. Take off, there's the common one, like a plane taking off, going up in the air. So you have a plane taking off. And then you also have a removing something. Yeah. So like this is taking off my hoodie, you know? I'm taking off my hoodie. We'll stop there though. Anyway, so yeah, you have to take off. You have two meanings for that. And then to take up. Take up is kind of like take on in the sense of assuming something, a sort of responsibility. Like I'm gonna take up these projects this week. So taking up also can be trying to learn something new. Like I think I'm gonna take up learning English. It means I think I'm gonna start learning English. I think I'm going to take that activity and try and make it my activity, like my hobby or something. So I'm going to take it up, or I'm going to take up golfing would be like I'm going to learn how to golf, or I'm going to take up soccer. I'm going to learn how to soccer. That doesn't make sense. You don't do soccer. Soccer is not a verb, it's a noun. I'm going to learn how to play soccer. And then you have, so take up, take down. So taking down something is either to remove something, like literally, this poster is on my wall and I'm taking it down. I'm taking it down, right? You can also use to take down as a way of defeating someone, right? So you could say, I took down, this person was fighting and I took him down, like I brought him to the ground, right? You could also use it in terms of a team, like in sports. They took the other team down, they beat them, they defeated them, they took them down. Or you could probably use it in terms of like wars, like they took down the enemy army, also to take them out, you could say as well. So to take out is another phrasal verb. So we got up, down. Right now we did take on, take off, take up, take down. Then you have take out, take in. So to take something out, there's several meanings for this, but we usually refer to when you order food at a restaurant and you're going to take it home. You usually call and you say, hey, can I put in an order for takeout? And that is when you are going to take out the food. You're going to take it out of the restaurant. So we use that. That's a very common way of using the phrasal verb to take out. And then we have to take out in terms of defeating someone as well. Like if somebody's fighting, like a boxing match, you're watching them, somebody might yell, take him out. It's like, beat him up, you know? So he took you out. It could be like somebody beat you up. Like it is usually used for meanings of, you know, defeat. So we have take out, now we have take in. And to take in something, The most common meaning I can think of for this is when you're trying to decipher information, or you're trying to kind of digest information, right? You're taking it in. You could say, like, somebody gives you some bad news. You say, I need a minute to take this in. I need a minute to take that in. That was heavy. So that's one way we can talk about taking in something. Another way of taking something in would be like if you are out sightseeing, you're enjoying the views, and you might hear somebody say, maybe your tour guide is going to say, just take a moment to take it in. Just take everything in right now. It's like absorb everything, enjoy everything. And then the last phrasal verb, so you have those 6 prepositions, which you can add on to a lot of verbs to get new meanings and new phrasal verbs. And the last verb is to take away. So to take away could also be used similar as to take out when you're ordering food. Some people will refer to it as taking away, or to order takeaway. And another way, we actually use it a lot as a noun to take away something in terms of a takeaway. So a takeaway is like when you learn something, but you are trying to figure out what the most important information is of something that you learn. So news stories will often refer to the takeaway of what's the main point of the news story. What is the goal? What should you actually take away from this story? And so they'll say, okay, the 3 takeaways here are that A, B, and C. Those are the 3 takeaways, right? So a takeaway is basically just like, what's the main point, and what's the main meaning that I should take away with me. Okay, so those were our take phrasal verbs. There's one more that I forgot to mention, and that is to take over. So when someone takes over something, it means they take control, right? So for example, if someone's driving and they want to take a break and I'm the passenger, they might say, hey, do you mind taking over driving for a little bit? I want to rest. So that would be to take over. We also talk about this in history, right? When one country takes over another country, right? Or with business, one business could take over another business. So that would be to take over. You probably noticed also that I have a little bit of a different look because I recorded this last part of the video at a different time period. Funny thing is I'm wearing the same outfit. Don't worry, I washed it. Anyway, those are your take phrasal verbs. So you have to take on, to take off, to take up, to take down, to take out, and to take in, to take away, and to take over. Anyway, I hope that this lesson was useful and that you now know how to use those phrasal verbs. Anyway, I hope this lesson was useful and you now know how to dominate these phrasal verbs and use them like a pro. Anyway, keep studying and keep learning. Thanks for watching.